pack a bowl, my friend. And don't forget to pass that blend. Pack it up, my friend. And then we'll ride up and we'll smoke in the ashes in the end. Pack a bowl, my friend. Pass me that blend, would you? Welcome back in, y'all. It is good to see you here on Sunday, March 17th, 4:59 Central Standard Time for any of you interested. Welcome, and greetings from the great state of Texas. Y'all, I am smoking my really renewed, reclaimed corn cob. Reason why I say it's been renewed is because I was messing around with this pipe and I ended up shoving a stem in it that wasn't right, a little too on the large side, and found out why they put the metal rings around the shank. And that is because, evidently, to keep them from splitting. Now, the metal ring had fallen off of the shank, and I left it sitting on my worktop there. And I decided to go ahead and just mess around even though it wasn't in place. Well, I found out why. And that's why they put those metal rings around them. And I split this shank pretty good. So I sat there, and after I hem and hawed around, got a little upset with myself for doing that. And I thought, well, I'm not going to throw this pipe away just because the shank is messed up. I'm going to repair it. And so I thought about what I could do. I thought about making a brand new shank out of acrylic. And then I thought, no, if the acrylic gets hot and starts to melt there towards the bottom of the bowl, that wouldn't taste too good. So I know that they use wood. And I thought, well, I could turn a new piece. But then what I did is I took the piece that was split and I cut it down to where it wasn't split. And I put a new brass collar on it versus the normal little thin sheet metal collar that they come with on it. So I put a new brass collar. And so it shortened the shank on it. And that's fine. That worked. And then I went ahead and put a stem that fits well with this pipe. Kind of made it small, like a poker in a way. As y'all know, I like the pokers. This isn't a true poker, but it's kind of in the spirit of a poker, in my opinion. But she's been reclaimed and is no longer broken, because I sat it up on my workbench for a couple weeks and thought until I figure out what to do. But I finally fixed it. She's all good to go. I epoxied the new collar in place, so it's not going to come off. It may be that a number of you have found that the collars on your Missouri Meerschaum corn cobs, they come off. Maybe it's happened to you, and you just put them back on. I usually just slid them back on, and there you go. But in this case, I put a brand new brass collar on it, and then I epoxied it in place, so it's not coming out. It's not coming off. It's all good to go. But I like the way it turned out. Nice little corn cob where I thought I might have lost her. Good to go once again. And she smokes just fine. Smokes just fine. Nice red acrylic stem on there. Y'all can see that. Fishtail. But anyways, in the pipe is I decided, y'all, to walk on the dark side today. And What kind of dark would that be? Well, that would be Old Dark Fired, the true barbecue of tobaccos, by H&H MacBairn. Um, a lot of you know about this blend. It's been around for a long while. Um, but for those of you that don't, if you love good barbecue and you don't mind getting your ass kicked by a little bit of nicotine, then that Old Dark Fire would be definitely right up your alley. It is the John Wayne of tobaccos, as far as I'm concerned, y'all. It takes no shit. It will kick your butt if you're not ready for it. So sip on it and taste the fine nuances of good barbecue. Might I say good Texas barbecue? Yes, sir. But that's what's in the bowl today. Let me get that lid up. I got a good char light going on her, but yes, sir. Yeah, and I had this blend basically in a ball jar. Well, in this case, it's a cur jar for quite some time. And every once in a while, I pull out a flake and rub it out, and we smoke it. So I looked up there today, and I thought, what can we do that's a little different than the normal, stuff that I do every day? And I looked at the Old Dark Fire and said, let's do it. Yes, sir. So that's what we're doing right now. Loving it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, I would tend to say this has been cellaring for over a year now, and I know that's not very long. Um, but I tend to like it when it's more fresh uh, than cellaring it for quite some time. Um, the nuances of the flavors when it's fresh seem to just really come out and hit you in the face, slap you around a little bit. When it's been cellared for a while, I'd almost like to say, unless I cellared it wrong, y'all. I mean, I got it in the jar and she's tight, nice and tight. But yeah, when you cellar it, at least this batch that I have, it doesn't seem to be as strong as when it was fresh. So I don't know, but either way, it's still a good smoke and good stuff for anybody who likes good barbecue. Yeah, good stuff. Um, y'all, I a little update. I sent out those of you that were waiting for stuff. It's been sent out. Mr. Frank Danone, yours will be there on Tuesday, so it says. Um, Snail mail to the post office. Um, Mr. Ronnie Adams and Mr. Greg Tunnel, your tobacco pouches also say they will be at your residence or wherever you told me to send it on Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, the 19th, is when it says they'll be there. Then, lastly, Mr. Charles, the Bad Company Piper, UK Piper, um, your stuff is also on its way. Now, they don't give me a date as to when it'll be there. Um, Maybe I'll go ahead and send you the tracking number. Now, but it is on the way. It is on the way. One thing I found out, y'all, this was my first time sending anything to the UK. I've sent to Israel, I've sent to South Africa, I've sent to Germany, um, sent to Canada. Where else have I sent? Anyways, what I found out is the UK is an expensive place to send to. So I've had to slightly rethink my situation when it comes to the UK. When you ship to Germany, South Africa, for those that I can, think of, the shipping charges weren't that bad. Even shipping to Israel was only $20. But when I shipped to the UK, I kind of got a little sticker shock there. And I told the lady behind the desk, I said, hey, it's actually cheaper to ship to South Africa. And she says, yeah, I know, I know. She goes, for some reason, the UK is one of the most expensive to ship to because they charge a lot of import tax on anything being shipped into the UK. Now, the UK, I can imagine, is Northern Ireland, Scotland. So I suppose any of those places right there would be all the same. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. Um, but either way, it cost me $66 just to send the tobacco pouch and a tamper. Um, yeah, so that was crazy. I don't believe that I'll be doing that again. Now, I don't say this to make you feel bad, Mr. Charles, if you're watching. Um, just feel lucky that you were the one that I had to find this out on. You will be getting your stuff. Um, and but in the future, I have to rethink myself when it comes to shipping to the UK. And it is possible um, for places that I'm unaware of, I may need to find out prior to see if it's going to be okay or not. But everybody's stuff is coming and it's going there. You should get it. Those of you, three of you should get it on Tuesday. And Charles, yours will be there hopefully soon. Probably maybe a month or so for it to get there. Um, Either way. But y'all, let's move on. I did tell you that I was going to work on a new um, pipe rest. And instead of just making the normal pipe rests and things that I've done in the past, I wanted to come up with something that I felt was new. Now, it's probably not new. It's probably, I'm sure many people have thought of it, but it's new to me. It's the first time I've made one, is what I'll say. And I made a new pipe rest, and I want to show it to y'all and see what you think of it. Tell me if I should even waste my time on it. It may not even be a good idea. But for those of you that do think it's a good idea, maybe I'll tell you to go ahead and put your name in the hat. We'll find out. But let me get over here and I'll show you some pictures. Let me get those loaded up here real quick. Right there. All right, so let's get over here now. Now, y'all, I took some 7 to 9 ounce leather. It's very thick leather. As you can see from the roll right here, let's see if we can get a nice big picture here. You can see the edge of that leather. It's pretty thick leather. And I decided my whole thing was I wanted to make something that you could use for more than just a pipe rest. For a lot of us, not all of us, but for a lot of us, we take our pipes on the go. In our vehicles, we take them out to anywhere. To work, we take them to a restaurant, not most likely not in the restaurant, but outside. There's some bars here in Texas will let you smoke in them. Some restaurants too. There's a nice restaurant I like to go to in Grapevine. Let you smoke right inside. But they're very rare. Either way, a lot of us take our pipes everywhere we go. And if we're going somewhere, majority of the time we got to drive there. And what do we need? We need keys to start our vehicles. Well, most everybody does. These new vehicles nowadays, they have just a key fob and you push a button. But either way, you would need a keychain for that most likely. So what I did is I took and I thought I'd make a keychain / pipe rest. Here I'm cutting out this material. You can see that. And I'm skiving it off there to clean up the edges. And so this is what it ended up being right here. So I put 2 rivets in it, one to hold a small hook down here with a key ring on it. And then this area right here, where my pointer is, would be, of course, where you would set your pipe. And so nice thing about this is you can use the loop to hold on to it and carry it around when you're not using it. But when you get somewhere and you pull out your pipe, you've already got your keys with you from going somewhere, but you've also got a place to rest your pipe if you need to. And I just kind of thought this would be fun. And this is what it ended up looking like here. Well, there's my Ben Wade pipe sitting in it right there to show you a little illustration. And that's one of my largest bowls right here. This is a 22 millimeter bowl on the inside. I don't know the outside, but it's a very large bowl, so it should fit just about any pipe. Yeah, you know, in that way. So here it is. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Of course, I had to put my little stamp in there. It says handcrafted by D. Johnny P. But yes, so we got a hook right there that you could unhook your keys from. And of course, the area right here, I went ahead and did it in black because most people have black belts. I don't know, I have one black belt. The rest of my belts are all brown. I tend to like the brown because black is just way too common. I like to kind of color outside the lines, y'all. But I did this one in black, and I think it's definitely functional. It's definitely functional. Works really well to hold the pipe, and also double as a keychain. So, what do you guys think about that? Is it something I should waste my time on, or not waste my time on? Something that maybe I should add to, you know, the pipe rests that I already make, and put that in rotation or whatever. I need your feedback on that. What do y'all think about that? It's a good idea, or be honest with me. If you think it's a bad idea, let me know. Or maybe you just think it's an idea that's really not necessary, not a big deal. You know, just let me know your thoughts on that. And for those of you that think you would like it, go ahead and put your name in the hat for it. And let me know that you want to be in. And we'll give this one away. This, of course, being my prototype. But it turned out really well. Turned out good. Like I said, I did put rivets in it. I decided not to sew it, but it's got rivets. And I wish that the key ring and the hook here, I wish I had some black ones. That would have been nice to match the rest of it, but I didn't. But it still works. Still works just fine, y'all. Let's get out here and I'll show it to you in real time. So let me light this pipe back up. So here it is in real time. Let me get this smoke out of the way, y'all. Yeah, here it is in real time. So you got an area where you can set your pipe down in it. There you go. Basically, right there. Yeah, so you can set your pipe in it. And then when you're done, put your pipe back in your pouch or your pocket, whatever you're doing with, and grab onto it and take off with your keys. I think it would be something that some people would like. Y'all let me know, and of course I can do this in different colors. It really doesn't matter. Brown or black's my favorites to do, but I got lighter browns, and I even got weird colors like purple and yellow and blue and red and green. I also have green. But either way, or we can just keep it in plain old veg tan leather color. There you go. But y'all let me know what you think about that. Put your 2 cents in there, or 1 cent, whatever you want to do. and let me know. Other than that, y'all, I don't have much in the way of things when it's concerning uh, pipes and pipe paraphernalia. I I did tell you I'm going to try my best to keep this completely about pipes and everything that I do when it comes to pipes. So, but I was entertaining the thought, y'all. I think everybody knows this, but I'm going to say it anyways. The pipe, and well, maybe there's some of you that have never really thought of it, but the pipe, like Peterson said, Peterson has their slogan, the pipe is a thinking man's pipe. And I think for most of us, smoking a pipe for most of the time, most of us do it in private. We do it on our own. And it really gives us time to reflect, time to think about things um, while we are smoking a pipe. And, you don't just think about the pipe. Initially, you think about the pipe, you look at it before you light it. Did I pack it right? I wonder how this blend's going to taste. How about, is it all ready to go? Did I clean this last week? I don't know. You got some certain things that you think about prior to it. You light it up, take in that first drag and tell yourself, yay or nay. Yeah, this is good, or let's give it some time, maybe somewhere in the middle of the bowl. But you got things that you think about during when you're smoking that pipe. And once all of the pipe um, thoughts have left you, and you are left with just the pure enjoyment of the moment and smoking the pipe, your mind may wander. Now, what does it wander to? It all depends on things that may have been previously on your mind, things that sometimes things just out of the blue come to you in the quiet of your mind. So you smoke the pipe and you're just quiet, and your mind quiets up too after a while because it has no more to say. It says, well, yeah, that's the pipe. We smoked the pipe. It's doing good. And there you go. And so you have time to think. You have a lot of time to think sometimes, depending, of course, upon the bowl size of what you're smoking. I am a hardcore thinker, y'all. My wife says I think too much. I contemplate, wonder, and ponder a lot. A better part of my day when my brain is not having to function in a problem-solving mode. I am thinking about a number of things, and not just crazy, good for nothing things. I think about heavy, dark, deep thoughts. Uh, Ponder about philosophy. Ponder about prophetic sayings and what they mean to me. I ponder the current state of our world and the United States. I ponder friendship. I ponder love. I ponder responsibility. I ponder those who have come before us and how I will soon join their ranks, because time goes by very quickly, y'all. Very quickly. Blink your eyes and you're 50 years old. Blink again, and it's getting close to time to go home. And when you're young, you don't think about those things. You think time's going to go forever until one day, and I think it happened to me somewhere when I turned around 40 or so, I finally realized, hey, wait a minute. This is going too fast now. I wanted it to go fast, and now I want you to slow down. But time looks at you and says, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. We're going to continue on rolling. You either roll with us or we're going to roll right over you. And that's how time works. And so we get a lot of times, sometimes, just to ponder those thoughts. Um, I want to leave you with this. And I have to remind my wife many times of these things. But I learned this a long time ago when my grandma died, y'all. I must have been I think I was about 24, 25 years old when she passed away. I loved my grandma, y'all. Dearly, I loved her. Uh, Wonderful grandma from Arkansas in the Ozarks there. Always had a smile for you. Never judged you. Just always there to say, John Page, what can I do for you? What's on your heart? What's on your mind? And she'd sit there and listen to me. But I learned when she passed away, y'all, even though it hit me pretty hard, I realized she's in a better place. I realized that there's no more pain, there's no more suffering, there's no more drama, there's no more bullshit in her life. And I started to apply those principles, of course. We all know this. I started to apply those to others in my life that have passed away. My mother, my father has passed away. My dear mother-in-law and my father-in-law, they've passed away. And now in progression, well, I am next in line, y'all. Here recently, two of my favorite uncles in Arizona passed away. So it seems like death is all around us. But the thing I take from it is there's a lot of junk going on in this world, a lot of evil, a lot of corruption, a lot of crap in this world. And I always, like I said, I always go back and I ask myself, does my father care that our government is corrupt? No, he doesn't care. Does my father care that the economy is crap and people are struggling to get by? No, my father does not care. Does my father care if there are criminals out there wanting to do harm to each and every one of us on a daily basis? No, my father does not care. Now, what I mean by that is when we always say they're in a better place, and he does not care. What it does is it makes me realize that sometimes I put too much importance on issues, on situations in my life and outside of my life, and it becomes such a burden on my life to the point to where it really weighs you down. Now, I'm not saying that we should just scatter things to the wind. What I am saying is to not take things too strongly sometimes. So if I've got a small problem in my life that I've made into from a molehill to a mountain, I always ask myself, does Dad care about this right now? No, he doesn't, because he's resting. He's in a better place. He doesn't care. So why do I care? And it's true. A lot of times people on their deathbed will all of a sudden, a lot of people will say, he just looked so peaceful and serene before he died. And that's true, y'all. It's very true. I've seen it many times. The wrinkles all of a sudden seem to just fall away because the tenseness in their face and in their body just kind of rested and gave way. All of life's burdens and troubles just seem to melt away. And a lot of times they'll look up you with that smile on their face just before they go, and you can see it. Every trouble, every issue in their life that they thought mattered, that they thought they should pay attention to, all of a sudden didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. And in that split moment, they realized, possibly, did it ever really matter? And why couldn't I have felt this free before this moment? And so I've taken that into consideration. Now, like I said, it doesn't mean that we throw caution to the wind, that we throw problems, just throw them away. We still have to pay attention to certain issues in our lives, but we don't need to take them on so hard that it tears down our health, our mental health, which does in turn tear down our physical health. Believe me, it does. This is science, real science, not Dr. Fauci science. Um, but so take time to ask yourself if your loved one would care right now. Where are they at? Are they resting peacefully in a better place? Chances are they're not going to care. So why do you care? Bring it down a notch, y'all. In the midst of that silence, when you're smoking your pipe, bring it down a notch. There may be things in your life that you think are very important and need a lot of attention. Ask yourself, does it really need that much attention to where it's tearing me down, where it's making my life so miserable? I sometimes look at homeless people, y'all, when they're walking the street, and you look at their faces, and even though they're worried a little bit about what am I going to eat today, where am I going to stay tonight to get me out of the weather, how am I going to take care of myself? But in the midst of all that, you see a sense of freedom in their eyes because they don't have to be anywhere right now. They're not rushed to get to work. They're not worried about that bill that's due. They're not worried about, whether or not this guy called them an SOB, or whether or not their girlfriend cheated on them, or their husband is off drinking and on a bender, and doing her wrong. They're just worried about the simple things in life: food, shelter, and possibly enjoying some good sunshine because they know that that's not rain and it's not coming down on them right now if they don't have shelter. But I think that right now, everywhere I walk around, y'all, I see people with things on their mind, and it seems like things are just tearing them down. And I always remind myself, um, does dad care? Does grandma care right now? No, they don't. They don't. So why do I care? Well, I need to take care of business, but I don't need to let it bring me down to the point to where my mind is burnt and my body is suffering because of it. Um, and these are some of the heavy, deep thoughts that I have, y'all, when I sit and I smoke a pipe. Um, I think that each and every one of us uh, have those moments, have those times. And I do believe it's a blessing, y'all. The pipe is a tool that gives us that time to reflect. People that don't smoke a pipe, they can find other avenues. But for those of us who do smoke a pipe, we have this avenue in front of us. A little bit more enjoyment than others, maybe, because we've got some good flavors to enjoy, and a good room note, possibly, while we are in the midst of our thinking and our pondering about the thing we call life. So, anyways, I just wanted to leave you with that. I think a lot, y'all, more than I probably should. But I long for the days when the world can get back to a point where men can meet and talk about issues without arguing and fighting. We just ponder. Maybe we ponder the mysteries of life, ponder, how to make things better, how to fix something that has gone wrong, versus all of the junk we talk about now. I mean, these kids know more about their favorite football teams. They know more about their favorite music artist and their favorite YouTube presenter than they do about the real meat and potatoes of life. And it's just wrong, y'all. It's just wrong. I believe that social media and other platforms of even our school system is to blame for it. But I long for the day when I can meet someone at maybe a nice cup of coffee somewhere, and we just talk about life in general and some good conversation. That's good stuff, y'all. That's a good ponder. That's a good wondering, all while smoking a pipe. So I kept it in the genre there. I hope I did, y'all. Either way, y'all, tell me what you think about that pipe rest keychain slash that I made. And for those of you that are interested, put your name in the hat, and we'll get that given away in a GAW next week. Y'all, I hope you have a good week, as good as can be, this coming up. And till next week, y'all, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you. Pack a bowl, my friend, and don't forget to pass that blend. Pack it up, my friend, and then we'll ride up and we'll smoke in the ashes in the end. Pack a bowl, my friend. Pass me that blend, would you?